Remix. 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 Remix.
Oh, yeah. We coming in to do it again. Yes, this is the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. And yes, I hope you are having the best day of your life today. Well, come on my way and let me introduce you to the one they call Jackie Lookman. A little gentleness coming in today. Not too
Yeah, I like it. I
extra.
like it.
That was a Little Dragon, No Love.
Oh, Little Dragon? Wow.
Yes.
That's what I see what you're doing.
You see
Oh,
what I did there? Hoyas
Oh.
Valerian of the Valerians. Yo,
Dragon
you remember me, you and Jared did the first House of Dragon review?
Did we? Oh my God.
I know, right? You don't even watch that shit no more, do you?
No, I do. I just haven't
Okay.
I haven't watched this season. I don't know. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I just haven't. I don't know. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm waiting to save it for something, but I'm not sure what. So.
That finale. Boy, you know that's the thing about these finales, boy. You get so caught up in these shows, and then the finale coming in after that, you be like,
right. It's like, now what am I supposed to do with my life?
I was like, damn.
Definitely true for that show. But yeah, I have not watched this season. Just I don't know why. Just kind of distracted with the apocalypse.
With life? Yeah, I get it. Nah, because I just finished watching the last season finale of Raising Kanan. That was crazy. Everybody died in that. This new one, I ain't gonna put it out there, but I'm just gonna say it was last Friday. But yeah,
now that's a season that I stopped watching because once Abdus transitioned, it's like, oh, I don't have to watch these horrible television shows anymore.
I seen your wedding picture, little Slim Jim over there. I was like, look at Jackie.
I was the opposite of slim.
What?
No, I am much smaller now than I was on my wedding day. Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't too far from powerlifting then, so I still had a lot of muscle.
Well, maybe I was talking about Abdus then.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but I forgot just because the 10th, August 10th was our 13th wedding anniversary. So and sometimes I wake up feeling off, and I'm going about my morning, doing my little ritual, and I'm feeling off, and I don't know why. That was that Monday. That was because it was our anniversary, and I didn't, and I forgot.
Boy, that damn Facebook and these iPhones that just bring up memories in your phone, you be like, God, really?
Well, this one I put that up there myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did. That was a happy day. That was that was the day I thought I was never going to have, and it was fantastic. It was wonderful. It was it was great. It was a wonderful memory. Just sometimes kind of hard to a little bittersweet sometimes.
Yeah, you know what my wedding day was? It was all right. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I've been married. What? You didn't know I was married before?
Oh.
Yeah.
For how long?
How old is my son? All right, so God damn, I'm terrible. Let me think. All right, so I had my son I gave her an engagement ring, and then almost 4 years later, then I said, "Okay, let's get married."
Mhm.
And then I think it was about maybe about 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
We got married in the house in the house we stayed in,
Mhm.
and then later we went to one of those housing. You know when they got the subdivisions and they got those houses where you can have events in it.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So we did that. Yeah, you know me. My whole wedding was like $2,000. So then we. So that was cool. Did it right in the house. Had a couple friends over and family, and then we had the little event in the house thing, and the
Mhm.
AC was off. But and it was in the summer.
Oh, no, in Atlanta. Oh,
So
no.
I know. So we bust the doors open, let the air in, and it was cool. My homeboy DJ. Nobody really danced. People in their family don't dance. People in my family don't really dance. So it was cool. Food was good, but yeah. And in my hat, I had my daughter was in her stomach at the time, so I was like,
Oh.
"Damn, I'm about to have another kid. I better marry her."
Just I don't think I'm in the frame of mind to even mess with that right now.
I mean, I'm just saying. It's like, and it seems like a lot of people ain't getting married nowadays. It seems like I guess they seeing so many people get divorced, or what do you think it might be due to? I don't know. It's a lot of people just saying, "Damn, getting married nowadays." It seems like.
I think it's a combination of a couple of things. I think it's that
Mm-hmm.
that despite the fetishization of marriage among folks in this country, um, people see that I don't care how much you make marriage this goal to attain, something to achieve. Clearly, is not something that works out for most people because look at the divorce rate.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
and then there's the economics of the thing. Who can afford it?
Mm.
Who can? I mean,
Well.
you that we will a lot of people will do what they can in their within their budget, but you know how indoctrinated we are. We will go into debt to get married,
You
and the
know,
and the marriage don't last as long as the debt does.
you know who I know who had like the biggest wedding ever? Renee Johnston.
No.
No, he's definitely either
she
he
had,
doesn't
she had a
know or he's
communist
just cutting
wedding.
jokes.
She had a communist wedding.
I sure did. We were right at the Justice of the Peace. My wedding cost $25.
I knew it. I knew it. I did mine in my house, Renee. I ain't even mad at you.
Mm, no.
Shit, I was about to. Like I said,
Listen.
$2,000 was my budget, and that was including the rings. Don't get me started.
Yeah,
Like,
look, I was 45. That was my first wedding. I didn't think I was gonna have that. I spent that money. I did.
mm,
I sure did. And I
yeah,
was
And you
glad
look
I did
beautiful.
too. I
yeah.
was
And you look beautiful. I saw the
thank
picture you posted there. I was like, "Aw, look at Jackie."
that heavy ass that dress was heavy as shit. I
Mm.
Listen, by the time you put in all the corset wires and all the satin, I bet it was. I bet it was.
August in DC, I had on a fully beaded dress.
Mm.
And that joint was heavy. I had a panic attack right before the wedding. I was
Ooh.
fine. I was fine up until I put the dress on, and my aunt is adjusting the corset in the back, and she's like, "You okay? You okay?" And she's pulling the things. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay. Oh yeah, I'm okay." And then all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm about to get married."
What's the panic? Let me ask you, what's the panic about? Like, what
I
was
couldn't
it?
tell you.
You
I
can't
it's
tell.
not something that I can. I noticed. I noticed that I became more anxious as the weeks went by, and I think that's just nervousness.
Mm-hmm.
That's because this is it's your life is about to change in a way that
I was about to say that's a major life
yeah
change.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like if you
it
go
has,
into any life change like that and you're not nervous, there's something wrong.
yeah, and
I
and
guess that's why mine ain't last. I was like, get married.
well, that's not. Well, technically, neither did mine. So, but for different reasons. So no,
Yeah,
let's not go.
yeah.
No, but I was so nervous that I was about to be this man's wife, and for me, that was a big responsibility because of all of the Christian indoctrination,
Mm.
which yeah,
Oh
to a
yeah,
certain degree, I still believed in for some
because
weird,
he,
naive,
he was Muslim, right?
huh?
He was Muslim.
He used to be Muslim,
Mm.
but he wasn't practicing so much anymore.
Mm.
He was still kind of on his own sort of
So
spiritual
he was
journey.
the Allen Iverson of Muslim. He practice, practice.
I
Okay, go
okay,
ahead.
I would take that. That's
Like that. Ta-ting. All right, continue. I'm a fool. My bad.
yes, you are, but we love you, and that's why we love you.
Yo, you know what? I was about to get off the subject here, but you know what, Jackie? I got a nice comment yesterday for us. Let me read it
What?
to you.
Hmm.
If I was a millionaire, this is by Carrie. You see how you gotta do this now when you get older? Carrie Rudolph. If I was a millionaire, I'd definitely donate enough to get Jackie and Ear Doctor their own show. They really
Oh,
got a good dynamic, flow, and play off each other well. One of my favorite days to watch.
say what now?
Ain't that some
Does that mean I can go back to
shit?
bed?
No.
No.
I think if we did a show, we should call it Holy Shit.
Oh, yes.
Actually, I like that.
Yes.
I do like that. I
Hey,
like
listen,
that.
I got
I
names.
like it.
I got
I
names.
do like it. I dig it very much.
I actually like that idea. Maybe you all should do like,
Oh, here you go.
but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You could do like once a month and do like a thing, or once every other month and do like a thing,
Hey.
and
I
not
dig
make it like super
Miss
stressful.
Miss Boggs does say that all the time. She does say that y'all got a good
Mhm.
dynamic. Ain't that something? Who ever
I
knew?
like that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that is cute.
Patreon. Oh, I like what
Oh, true. Just for the
oh,
okay. I
Patreon.
see it. I see
okay.
it. Okay.
Okay.
Look, I'm up
I get it.
for
We break
trying anything.
down verses. We break
Okay,
down verses in the Bible.
let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. And then
And-
talk shit about how people get it wrong.
And then we invite brothers like Brother Jamil to come and break down a verse in the Quran.
I dig it.
See,
I dig it.
my producer mind be like,
I dig it. I like it. I'm for it. I am.
But okay, so I can't stay on one subject for too long. So Dragon Slayer. We was talking about the House of Dragons earlier. And I was just thinking about how, they just got a thing going on with Vic Mensa and Cameron. Cameron was like, said something about, I ain't African. Africans don't like us and they stink.
He's what?
Wait, he said that recently?
Yeah.
Not like when he was in elementary school?
Nah.
like during his adult years, like right now.
Which the funny thing is, it is a lot of it's some Africans that will be like, y'all ain't it's the beef with Africans and African Americans sometimes. Like how we'll try to be like, we're African, and they be like, y'all are African American, because the culture is not the same. So a lot of people get caught on the nationality, they get caught on the culture, because it's not the same in a lot of ways. But when we root back to saying we're Africans, or we could say we're Nubians or whatever, we all do it to be a collective. But I don't know. It was just funny to me. And now your boy is a Bulgarian. Did I say Bulgarian? What's his name? Anyway, Valerian. And it's like he's just steeping to be. He's looked at as the serpent of the sea. He's a hand. So even though he got the white hair and everything, he's down with the crew and everything. That don't mean you really down. You're just another working nigga. So I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
That went in so many circles.
It did.
What?
My mind. Let me put this coffee down.
But can I tell y'all a joke? And
Yeah.
I hope no one takes offense to this. It's literally like in the last 48 hours that when people say Vic Mensa to me, I actually match him with the person, because every time, I mean, literally for a long time now, people say Vic Mensa, and I'm like, why that name sound so familiar? And then I look and I'm like, oh, this dude with oranges. Okay.
Yeah.
And it took me literally until like 2 days ago to stop being like, who's that?
The orange man. And he started his new podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not.
I don't know where he came from. Who is this person? I mean, I know who he is.
He's a rapper turned
Oh, is
actor.
he a rapper?
Yeah.
Is he really?
He spit. He can spit. He's from Chicago, rapper turned actor. He was in The Shy and some other.
That is where I saw him.
Yeah.
I know I've seen that little light skinned somebody. His little bright self somewhere else. Where?
Bright self.
And stop picking those oranges. That's annoying. God.
And it's funny why you said light skin, like Cameron said, it's light skin ass. That's a whole nother thing about our, like, you ain't, when you a certain hue, like you ain't African, nigga. You definitely, how long are we gonna have this like divide? The whole African American, like, cause it seems like it's a divide, and it ain't gonna go nowhere.
No, I mean, it's too easy for the white people. It's never gonna go anywhere. It's too easy.
Yeah,
I'm like, anybody who falls into the "we're not the same" trap is just this is nothing but complying with white supremacist bullshit. That's all it is. So
yeah, and the trap is a perfect word, because it's not. This is not something that. This diaspora war thing is the same thing as the gender war. It's the same thing. It is another way for the ruling class to divide us. This is not stuff that we are coming up with. This shit is coming from this. This is not coming from inside the house. Not this call.
Nah.
This call is coming from the State Department, because this call has always come from the State Department. It's always been the goal of this government, of this of this system, to
like they divided the continent of Africa.
Yeah, and they don't want the Africans expropriated from the continent to their colonies, to remember that Africa is where they came from. We're not citizens of the colonies that our ancestors were forced to slave in and build. We're not citizens of this colony because our ancestors were forced to come here and build up this colony that was erected on the bones of genocided indigenous people. We're not American just because that's why our ancestors were brought here. We are Africans who were forced to come to the colonies in America, just like the Africans were forced to go to the colonies in Brazil, in Ecuador, in Chile, in Panama, in Cuba, in Venezuela, in the Caribbean islands. That's why the diaspora exists, because our ancestors were forced to come to these places to be enslaved and build up the colonies of the European countries. And that's how they built their empire, off of our backs. But that doesn't mean that because our free and forced labor built their wealth and their empires, that we are a part of the empire. And that is this belief that the empires themselves impose on us in order to keep us from uniting with our people, the people we come from. Because if Africa is ever united, if all, 54 nations on the continent are, and that's the whole point behind one united Africa under scientific socialism, because the united Africa is unstoppable. 40 to 50% of all the resources the entire world needs And if that were all under the control of African people,
Yeah, destruction of the black civilization. They said, let's tear this shit down, divide them, and make them be on the American team, and then tell them that Africa is a jungle. They running around crazy,
mhm,
and you're better now that you're an African American. You get
right.
to sit at the table like.
I'm just gonna leave that alone. I don't, because I haven't watched. I can't comment
I'm
on
just
that.
saying, like he got a seat at the table with these. You get your hair white, blonde. Now you get to sit at the table. Like you
Wasn't
feel
he
like.
born that way though? Aren't they born that way because they are
I thought he
Valerian?
married it. I thought he married into something. I
Well, yeah,
don't know.
he did. Okay, well, but he's
I
he's
don't know. I don't know.
okay. Anyway,
Anyway,
it's a fictional show, and I'm
yeah.
not gonna.
My point was, he thinks he's African American.
Oh, Lord.
Don't fuck with them Africans.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't,
So
I don't. So, but wait, I don't. What? Explain more about this Cameron Vic Mensa foolishness, because
I mean,
seriously, are adults still say
oh
seriously?
yeah. People are still, you know, they. I mean, like I said, sometimes when you do get around me personally, Africans don't be like, you're not African, bro. You're African American, and that distinction is in them. So you might meet some people that don't give you the love that you would give them, and you get turned off. Like, oh, word. Like I thought we was Africans. They like, yeah, nah. And then they talk. The Africans talk. It's like, da, 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 da. You like, oh, word. You go talk about me now.
But see, but I feel like all these, like, this happens, and this
Hmm.
is like, I feel like people take very individual situations
Yeah.
and like assign. I mean, I can't remember how many people are on the continent. Jackie, do you have a roundabouts number? Because
Oh,
it's more than two.
yeah, it's more than that one African that disrespected me, or whatever.
Right, right. So whenever I hear people be like, sometimes Caribbean, I'm like, you have not met every Caribbean immigrant who lives in this country to make this assertion that all of us are disrespectful and don't appreciate folks who, claim to be, from the actual like descendants of chattel slavery, right?
Hmm.
And then, so we have these, like, so what I hear a lot is a lot of like interpersonal things that happen to people that they assign to an entire island or to an entire region or to an entire continent. And it's not to say like that didn't happen. I'm sure it has, right? But like, I've been around plenty of Africans who fully embrace me. And
Hmm.
so that alone should be like enough to say, okay, so this was my personal experience with these particular people who I also don't know why they refer to that way, right? Like, it could be that the last time they encountered a black person in America, their experience was bad, and so they've assigned to you all of that, right? Because people do this. Um, so it's like it's a very tricky, um, it's a tricky scenario because people make very very broad statements.
Hmm.
Like so on the show months ago, I showed like this discourse between me and one of these FBA fools. One
What
of
is
the group
FBA again? Because I keep hearing that. That's almost like the ADOS.
foundational Black Americans. They're
Mhm.
the ones who were here before Africans, so they say,
Yeah,
because
they're, and they're
for some reason there are people who actually don't realize that there was trade prior to slavery, and that there were people from Africa who came here before slavery,
Yeah.
before colonization.
Hmm.
right.
And so you're still African, fool, but we're gonna, whatever. Let me not digress.
They ain't
And
catch me.
like, let me not digress.
I was
And
already hit.
so, so this person has gone down this road of, I'm a tether, I'm a anchor baby, blah 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 blah, always, right? Now, I will say, because my family history is what it is a very unique situation. Like, his line in the sand of when people can't claim to have any real position in this country is 1965. I don't remember which law he quotes as like what immigrant act he quotes. And so because he's never actually had a conversation with me where he's not calling me a tether and an anchor baby, he doesn't know that my family was here before that. He doesn't know that my grandfather helped burn the plantations in Florida because of the way they were treating their employees. Because at that time, it was not slavery; it was indentured servitude, and it was also what am I forgetting? What's the word, Jackie? Or actually, Air Doctor, you might all your money is actually going back to the landowner, even though.
What are you talking about? He's like serfs? I don't know.
No.
Indentured servitude or
no, because you sharecropping.
Sharecropper, okay.
Because of the treatment of this, my grandfather literally helped burn a plantation down in Florida, and so my father was in the military and died because of his military service. I have so much history that dates long before this date that this man gives, right? And he doesn't know that. Right? Because he's made an assumption about me based on whatever things he has in his head about what it means to be the child of immigrants, right? And so it's so because of that alone, I can't take these people seriously because they don't even take themselves seriously. I'm like, if you don't have enough like common sense to actually understand that trade and travel occurred before colonization, then we can't have a conversation. Like I'm not arguing with you about like common sense, factual, historical things that you just disregard as if like, people magically got anywhere. So it's been interesting, like having conversations with people, and I grow very wary of this very quickly because I'm just sick. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being called names. I'm sick of people telling me that like, what's the other word? Why I'm having a rough time with words this morning.
Welcome to my world.
Listen,
welcome to my world.
With the bioform when you like live off of another being.
Parasite.
A parasite. That's the other word that I get called, a parasite. Because apparently, like, I want your check, like what? So, this is like it's a wild discourse, and I'm just like, okay, like y'all don't have no common sense. You really think, and especially now that I've started to do some history and understanding the role of piracy and how Jamaica was a main port in the slave trade. So my assertions for the past probably 10 years or so that you really can't know where, like you're not always going to know where someone came from. You don't know if they were pirated. You don't know if your quote unquote ancestor who was in chattel, who was definitely here because of chattel slavery. You don't know if they actually came from Jamaica, right? Like you don't know. So, yeah, like it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah. And best believe this ADOS FBA, we were here before the Indians. We are Native American. This is a right-wing psyop. It absolutely is. There is no
100%.
way. There is no way this anti-immigrant bullshit is organically bubbling up from the people who are the descendants of the kidnapped Africans forced to be enslaved to create this diaspora all over the place. And then all of a sudden, these very people are ignoring the actual history. And they are saying the kinds of things that you would expect, that you hear from right-wing MAGA folks about the things that didn't happen in history. You got these folks on TikTok and Instagram on videos talking about, I know I'm from America because ain't no way a ship can cross the Atlantic.
So what do you say to people that say it could be both? Like we was here already and we still had the ships bring us here.
There is no both. There is
Why
no
not?
that's my point. There is no both because there has always been trade. So first of
like
all,
Africans couldn't have sailed over here before.
but that's my point. They came here
okay.
before colonization. So even the people who are like, we were here before the Native Americans. No, you were here because Africans came here and traded with the native indigenous people here before slavery.
Yeah.
That's why you were here.
And
So there's
and went the hell home.
right. There is no, the reason I say there is no both is because any attempt to say that like Africans just appear, like you just appeared here, like, and that was it. You just appear. It's nonsense. It does, like, it literally did not happen. It
So
did not happen.
the ones that came and did trade couldn't have stayed here and settled.
Of course they did, but they still came from Africa. That's the point.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they didn't, but I'm
that's
just
what
saying
they're saying. But that's what they're saying.
Yes, they're saying that Africans were just here. They were just here, and they always bring up the Olmec statues from the global South. Though they're not African. We are oh my God. I don't even know how. I don't even know how to explain because it makes no sense. And they base that solely on the fact that the Olmec statue looks like an African because he got a big old nose.
Yeah.
And that is their basis for saying, look, we were here first. And it's like, from where? From where? Where would we have come from? If people from Africa were on the American continent before the indigenous people who were on the continent, are you kidding me?
We have
this is their argument, and it makes no sense.
We have Lorik right here saying we reviewed it. They came before Columbus. A small population of Africans might have traded. The vast majority of our ancestors arrived through European slave trade.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's it. That's just it. And that this thing, this Black anti-immigrant, Black nativist kind of idea. This is a right-wing operation. And it has been effective. It has absolutely been effective in creating the division that we're still having these diaspora wars. Like,
I can't believe a grown ass man said African smell. Like, what is, like, where? What?
Oh man.
Oh, and by the way, the population of the continent around 2 billion.
Thank you.
Billion people.
That's just a little bigger than 2.
Yeah. And Africa and the population of the continent is actually the youngest population on the planet. Why? Yes. Well, why? Because Africa has never been allowed to develop. There have been endless wars and unrests and coups and bombings and all kinds of bullshit by the imperialist powers. There have been massacres and people have died. Millions of people have been killed on the continent because of imperialism and the chaos that it sows. All of the civil wars, they weren't organic. They didn't organically happen. They were stoked by the imperialist powers that wanted to keep the countries in Africa destabilized so they could continue to exploit them and the people. And in that process, yes, there were internal wars that they funded. And millions of Africans died. And there were genocides that the empires funded, like Rwanda, that decimated the populations of older Africans, and the only people who were left were the children. And you know where else is like that? Palestine.
Yep.
So what's the difference between ADOS and this other group y'all talking about?
So ADOS.
FBA?
So ADOS recognizes that slave trade happened, and that's how the majority
the other one don't.
Africans got here. But they're and I pardon me all for speaking third person, but this is my understanding, is they believe themselves to be the direct descendants of chattel slavery in the United States of America, which makes them a certain classification of descendant and separates them from all the other descendants of slavery, because all the banks weren't the same people, and because all the ships weren't built and fixed by the same people, and because all the trade didn't happen by the same people. So they are unique in their chattel slaveryness.
Ah, like
Chattel slavery.
Here.
why? How does he come up with these thumbnails? And listen, I knew we could go a certain direction with that right there. So I'm I love y'all, boy.
Yeah. It is a fascinating. I actually wish I didn't get so irritated, because I, as a person who is a studier of how people think in the mind and psychology and all these things, I would love to know like what broke the brain to make people think that like this is logical, right? That to make people believe that
lack of history being taught in school. That's what it is.
But slavery has never been taught in school in any real way. You know what I'm saying? So this belief that chattel slavery, specifically in the United States of America, was separate, unique, and had nothing to do with the chattel slavery everywhere else in the world. That is a really unique version of nonsense that I can't understand. Like how did you get to point N without passing all, B, C, D, E? Like how did we get there? And I don't just don't have an understanding. And part of the problem, like my mother tells me all the time when I'm trying to make sense of stuff that simply doesn't make sense because it's nonsense. Like she says to me all the time, like, stop trying to make sense of nonsense. Like you are trying to rationalize something that has there's no rationale for it. So stop doing that. And so it's a very complicated, but then I think like, these people are all captured, and we're all captured, but they're captured by a unique thing, right? So people who are captured specifically by capitalism, because all they do is look at Black people who have made a lot of money and think like, I can get there if I just do the right things, right? They're totally captured, but it's by that concept. So this group is totally captured by this idea that their history of slavery is so unique that it has to be, identified as a uniquely, and it's just, I just can't, especially not knowing what I know about chattel slavery in so many places. It was not unique here. This is how slaves were treated. Right? Like it's not unique. And because they're all born, like slave trade and slave masters, they're all born of the same breed of person, right? Like they're all European colonizers. Like this is like, that's what they are. And so to try and separate it as if there's something different because it happened here within these, these conditional borders, I don't know. But this is something, Jackie, that I would like to research with you, to be honest. So I have so many things. I told Air Doctor and Evan on Tuesday that I'm really going to start researching the history of Jamaica. And because I learned a lot in that conversation that I had with Yuri and researching for that conversation. And so, but I don't want to limit it. Like, I feel like there's a lot that I need to learn. And my way of learning has always been preparation to teach other people. So I'll be tapping you in.
All right. Well, welcome to the Remix Morning Show, y'all. That's Jackie Lukeman. That's Renee Johnson. I'm the Ear Doctor. And we go here and there at the beginning of the show and talk about whatever. And then we take a break. And then we get into some things going on in the world. That's what we do. This is the Remix Morning Show, not Remix Morning News. We get there too. But no, a lot of
I'm just messing with you.
I seen another comment. They was like, "Oh, here they go. The whole 20 minutes at the beginning of the show, they just rambling."
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we do. And what? You still here? You still here, ain't you?
I mean, my thing is let's talk about some relatable stuff that people that might not be super into politics and the news can relate to, as in, things we deal with as humans.
Because I always try to remind people, we are just people. There's nothing. We're just people. We have the same stuff going on in our lives that you do. Heck, I just found out one of my cousins died from kidney disease last week.
Sorry to hear that.
It's like this. So I'm so sorry if you expected us to stick to a particular schedule that's in your head.
We're not robots.
But if you would like for us to stick to a particular schedule that's in
go
your
watch
head,
something else.
Write it down and send it to us, and we'll consider it. Otherwise, we don't know what's in your head that you're expecting. So let us do this show.
That's right. And with that said, we're going to take a break.
Apologies, Jackie.
With that said, we're going to take a break.
Wait, would you let me tell
Go ahead,
Jackie
my bad.
I'm sorry she lost her cousin? Lord.
Oh, you late to the game. I thought you heard.
Well, I wanted her to finish what she was saying before I said it.
Go ahead.
Just like, come on. Do y'all know what the hell is going on the fuck outside? Are you serious?
Wait a minute.
Down.
Let Renee
tell some jokes.
Let Renee say sorry.
Okay.
I already did.
Oh, my bad. Fucks with y'all. Let's take a break right here on the Remix Morning Show. Oh shit! Did I hit the right button? Welcome out. Yes, right now. Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. As you can hear right now, we are listening to the sounds of Aretha Franklin off her album, Amazing Grace. Yes, Amazing Grace. This was a dope album. It came out in 1972. It was done at the New Temple Missionary Baptist Church in Los Angeles with the Reverend James Cleveland and the Southern California Community Choir. Now, this came out. It also got a Grammy for the best soul gospel performance. So this was looked at as one of Aretha's greatest albums right here. And it was a 2 vinyl album cover. So it had 2 records in it back in the day, like 2 discs. So if you get a chance and you want to really get into the mood and get some of your hallelujah and some of your grace and stuff on, check this album right here, man. This is a good one. Aretha Franklin, Amazing Grace live album. All right. With that said, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare, and donate where at blkliberationmedia.org. Show your love, share, and let other people know this is where they need to be when they want to come get some of the real. All right. With that said, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. On the way to the great coronation, I'm gonna sing hallelujah. Ooh, I'm gonna shout this evening. I'm gonna thank God for all He's done for me. Yes, I am. Hey. Man, listen, gospel music, it just take you there, because it's live. You got people singing, you got the clapping going, you got the foot stomping. It's so spiritual.
Riri. Huh? And that's Riri, and that song, that song, yeah,
I got over.
That's my jaunt. I love that. I love that song.
This is what I miss about albums when they had, the whole inside. Your girl got the dashiki on with the head wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, your girl Aretha, man, that's a hell of a story, Aretha.
Is that the
Amazing Grace?
Oh, that's Amazing Grace. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's a song. Mm-hmm.
How was Renee growing up? Did you go to a Baptist church or what kind? Methodist, Pentecostal?
No, I'm actually Catholic. So I went to
none of that
Catholic church. And
none of that.
So funny enough, actually,
It's
Actually,
true. I went to a Catholic school. I
she
know
did.
how they.
But you know how yours was. But I actually lived near my Catholic church, and it was a Haitian Catholic church, and I was in the choir, and it was very much alive and with. It was a very different experience than my high school church experience, which was a white Catholic high school. So. You actually do have some of that depending on the church that you go to.
Okay. Because I remember being in that. I had to go to mass in the morning before school. That shit was the worst.
Every Thursday.
Thank God.
I was telling. Oh, go ahead.
Big up to Sister Margaret. We ran her out of that damn classroom, boy. 8th grade teacher. Go ahead.
So I was telling my son this story the other day, how we used to get in trouble in mass because I had a friend who used to she could sound just like a pigeon, like she could do the like perfectly. And so she used to make like bird sounds, and poor Sister Smith. Oh my God, Sister Smith would be like, "Is there a bird and we would be like giggling. The whole pew would be shaken. We'd be giggling so hard. It was bad. It was bad. But it was
I remember watching my mom catch the Holy Ghost, man. That shit was crazy. I was like, damn, she up there they get the ushers coming, the nurses coming to fan her off, and she just I'm like, God damn, like this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? You ever catch the Holy Ghost, Jackie?
I've never caught the Holy Ghost because I didn't realize it was running. And if the Holy Ghost is running, I'm not chasing him. I'm not chasing the Holy Ghost. Because if the Holy Ghost is running somewhere, I'm just gonna run where the Holy Ghost is going and away from wherever the Holy Ghost is running from. I'm not catching the Holy Ghost. I've certainly had, deeply emotional moments in worship because you don't go through the hell that I went through and not break down a couple of times, marveling at the fact that A, I'm still here, and B, I'm not in prison. Because the way I be wanting to get revenge on somebody for some of this hell, but yeah, I've had deeply emotional and spiritual experiences, and I have had what I think is for me a very, very spiritual experience that I do believe helped me or caused me to rededicate and re-examine my own faith. But yeah, a lot of that catching the Holy Ghost, and as soon as they play a certain kind of music, everybody gets up, and that is group dynamic kind of psychology 101. That's not the Holy Spirit.
Wait a minute. No, you can't say that's not what it is.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Well, you can say that. You're right. You can say it. But when I talk to kids about music and I talk about the lyrics, I look at it as like, yo, okay, first of all, beats and music can put you in a trance. Lyrics are like spells. Some people can cast spells through the lyrics. That's why it's called gospel.
Ooh, Lord, how long did it take you to? I'm sorry.
Not long. But it is another thing. Like music puts you in a trance. The beats, like when I see people dancing to house music, they are in a whole nother trance. Like certain beats, certain tones can take you a certain place, and certain mantras that's being said within like how you would do a chorus over and over again. Like those are things that'll take you a certain place. So music is a very spiritual thing. That's all I was saying.
I agree with you that music is a very spiritual thing. Absolutely agree with you. And gospel music, I think, is a perfect example of that. Just especially old school gospel. This modern CCM bullshit, they need to go somewhere with that. They really need to go somewhere with Pepsi commercial, Fifth Avenue capitalist marketing Jesus. That's they need.
You don't like Mary?
Don't get me. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on them.
Oh, you don't like Mary? All right.
Anyway, so we're gonna have to say that conversation for
For
our
holy
Patreon.
shit.
for holy shit, our
All right,
Patreon.
cool. Say less. Say less. All right, let me go ahead and slap this map so we get into something. Damn, I thought I slapped it.
Hey, welcome back to the Remix Morning Show. It is Thursday, August 13th, and I am here, Jackie Lukman, and I'm joined by Renee. What's going on, Renee?
Hi, Jackie.
Oh, Lord.
So much. So much.
I just wanted to say, look, I didn't mention, my cousin transitioning for, whatever. It's just it was kind of a long time coming. Because, but it's just a part of this whole, for me, this whole, oh my God, this kidney thing is a big deal. It is a huge deal. And we do not understand how big of a deal it is. And even as I have gone through my own experiences and learning what I learned, and of course I became like my family's town crier, right, on kidney health and what you need to look for when you go get your blood work done, and how you need to keep on top of this, because you can avoid this dialysis thing. Just to know that she was just like, no, I'm not. I'm not. She was a knucklehead about it. She was very much a knucklehead, and always, not recently. She's always been like, yeah, I'm really not going to take this seriously. So this is just like the
rough.
everyday life stuff that happens to everybody, that organizers also have to deal with. So people's silliness is, I got this much patience now. Because do you see what's going on outside in general? And then everybody's got regular life stuff going on.
Yeah. And there's so much going on outside. So I'm up on the farm. My mom's gonna come down to do the live show. I mean, she's not gonna be on the live show. I don't know if I can even get her to stand in front of the camera, but she's gonna come to be there in presence, since it's also my 50th birthday. So I came up to get her. And like, it's so quiet up here, but she watches a lot of international news because, that's like her thing. So she's been watching the Canadian news, and Canadian news is hysterical.
Really?
Because, listen, they have their own unique version of like propaganda that cracks me up, but Canadians don't like the United States, and they don't like Trump. And they're mad at the current ambassador, because the ambassador is in Canada, like talking shit about Canadians, which is crazy. I'm like, is it your job to like maintain relations, but you're like on Canadian news saying that Canadians suck? Like, this is just weird. This is weird. But this whole tariff thing, this 50% tariff that Trump's been threatening recently, has turned into a real thing. And Canadians are basically like, if y'all do this, like, it's gonna mess everything up, but go ahead, go ahead if you think this is
So I'm so glad you brought this up, because I didn't know that this was going on. So I just wanted to bring this up. So the ambassador you're talking about is Pete Hoekstra. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. And he's been doing this all year. I guess he's been talking shit about Canada for a year. And this is being reported in Politico. And this was from a few months ago. But let's see. So he said back then, for all the critical things that we need, Canada would be an ideal partner. And he ticked off the ways the two countries could work together, deepen military cooperation in the Arctic, including Trump's Golden Dome. What if the
Yeah,
Iron
exactly.
Dome doesn't, why would a golden, okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. Beefed up energy cooperation on oil and gas, critical minerals and uranium, coordinating on artificial intelligence. At one point, he even cited the George W. Bush era rhetoric of building a fortress of North America. It was a detour from the acerbic, angry, and highly undiplomatic tone that Canadians had grown accustomed to from President Donald Trump's man in Ottawa, the same man who wrote the Globe and Mail demanding an apology for a column criticizing U.S. Olympic hockey players because they were some assholes. Doing the same man who reamed out a Canadian trade official with an expletive-laden tirade at a high-profile gala. Yet here was Hoekstra seemingly offering a helpful roadmap for exactly how Canada can partner with, and essentially survive the United States under Trump. He said then, I don't do diplomat speak very well. I think when they listen to what I have to say, they know exactly what my viewpoint is, and they may disagree with it, but at least they understand where I'm coming from and where the United States of America is coming from. You know what? These
Yeah,
colonizers are a
it's
fucking trip.
hysterical. But he did an interview on one of the Canadian networks, and he was like, I'm just having a really hard time finding Canadians who have a vision for how well things can work with the United States. It's just like, well, no, duh. But somebody in the chat was like, colonizers fighting. And it is. The problem with colonizers fighting, though, is that it's the people who suffer, right?
Mhm.
So, like, my favorite phrase of all times is when the elephants fight, the grass
The
suffers,
grass suffers. That's right.
right? And so, what I always want people to remember is, yeah, when you're looking at what's happening, it is definitely the colonizers fighting. And yes, a lot of Canadians are questionable in their beliefs, but so are a lot of people in the United States. Like, this is not, there's not a difference here, right? Like, racist Canadians are not different than racist people in the United States. They're all racist, right? Like, let's not like try and make it like, a thing. And so I think it would behoove, and this is something that I'm recently really kind of really thinking more about, is how the people, we are literally like pawns in all of this stuff, right?
Mhm.
And so often when we see suffering in any place, it's like, it's not the people making the decisions that then leave their office and come out and like do the thing, right? They send other people to go do the thing.
Mhm.
And sometimes you have people who go do the thing and they're so brainwashed and colonized and oppressed, right? Like, it's just, there's a lot. I mean, there's so much psychological like disturbance happening. And I always want to, I'm really trying to become a person who works to understand that deeper work, like that inner working of it, because that's the part where I feel like we need to start talking to people from, like talking them from the point of like, you're just a person who has been inundated with all of these things. So let's really look at all the things that are playing around in your head and making you believe these things that are literally just there to make you think them, not because they're accurate, not because they're true, not because, you know, any reason other than it's beneficial to the person who is colonizing you for you to believe this. Right? Like
Mhm.
that, it's so much, Jackie.
It is. And that is really interesting that is exactly the same thing we were talking about in relation to ADOS and FBA. It's the
Yep.
same thing. It's the
Yep.
exact, like, oh my gosh. It's I do appreciate the fact that this regime is exposing the true nature of US policy and US quote unquote diplomacy. Because listen, when the US has sent its ambassadors to countries that it wants to subjugate, they always threaten people. They all that's what the diplomacy is. The diplomacy is you play ball with us and you play the position we tell you to, or else you will see the other side of US diplomacy, and that's the US military. You choose, right? And we know that is imperialism. It is one country imposing its control over another country's policies, resources, internal operations through diplomacy or military force. We know that the United States policy, their practice is their diplomacy is military force, because the diplomacy part is just the announcement. All right, I'm going to give you this one chance to play by our rules and live. And if you don't take this chance, then you get what you get. But we're going to get what we want in the end anyway, because that's what the military does.
That's what we do. Yep.
Yep. And so this, when you understand that this is how the way that these Trump folks, the way these MAGA folks are talking about all of the things that the US government has always done, I've been trying to explain to people that yes, this looks much worse. And it's happening, and things that are being done. Yes, they're taking a bad situation to the extremes. They are absolutely pushing the limits of what they should be allowed to do, basically to see how much they can actually get away with, to see how much runway they literally have, right? And to see how much pushback they're going to get for trying. And so far, from what I see, they're not seeing a whole lot of resistance.
Nope.
From either the so-called powers that be that keep talking about the checks and balances, and the people who keep talking about, well, we believe in this system of checks and balances. What checks and balances? These people are showing us that's a lie. There are no checks and who's checking them? Who's balancing anything they're doing? Who's stopping them? Not a soul. So
right.
as vile and as high schoolish, because the way these folks talk are very much like every stereotypical typecast jock in a coming of age movie that you've ever seen. Oh, these people talk. That man, that the ambassador to Canada, he reminds me of one of those bullies in a high school movie who just says, insulting shit to people just to make them feel bad because he can. That's how they are. So as unpalatable as that is, as bull in a china shop, kind of international bully as that is, I'm hoping people understand that what you're seeing is the true character of US policy. They are showing you exactly what the attitude, the sentiment, the idea, the beliefs are behind US policy, and the way all US politicians, especially presidents, look at people in the rest of the world, and certainly how they look at us here. But I think people are kind of missing that point, Renee,
Definitely.
and that's what's scary.
Definitely. And I think, I think there's a very interesting piece missing, because there's also the side of things that's not public, right? So there's
Mm-hmm.
also the people who go in and like schmooze and or they go in under some other guise but they're really there to make the threat. The economic hitman referred to as like the hitman versus the jackal. So the hitman goes to say like, this is what you have to do, and if they don't do it, the jackal goes in and kills the person. And so like, there's there's also all of that happening, right? So this is totally Jared's fault, but I started watching that Lioness series, and
Ugh.
it is wild, but also like, to me, such a clear representation of what actually happens, right? So they put this out there as like this fantastical show. It's all like, this is all for play, but it's not. Like, this is literally what they're doing. And I wonder, when people watch these shows, and like, when people watch these shows, do they really understand that this is literally what the United States does all over the world? Like, do they have any understanding that that's actually like what's happening, or do they just think like this is just fantasy?
You know what? That's a good question about those shows, because on the one hand, and look, I admit I'm a big TV watcher, but I do like my true crime shows, because documented white on white crime is fascinating and entertaining.
And hilarious to watch these law enforcement officers like literally like be like, well, we were searching, but and then it's like the old lady neighbor who's like, this is who did it. It's hysterical. It's hysterical.
Yes, it's so, and I love my sci-fi and my zombie and action movies. But that is I have thought about that, Renee. Do people understand that when they're watching shows like Reacher and Lioness and all of these military movies that are proliferating again now, and all of these shows, the propaganda shows, which include like the fire department propaganda, like Chicago Fire and all this kind of stuff. It is all a way to get people to support the institutions that
Right.
prop up the empire, right? So you're supposed to sympathize with the military and the police, because they always frame what they do in the context of, look at how difficult this job is and how awful the people are that we have to deal with and how dangerous this work is. We're dealing with people who don't have any morals. They're barely, better than animals. And see, that's the part that people believe. That's the part about these shows and these movies like Lioness. That is the part that people believe, that the propaganda about, we have to do this to these other people, because look at how inhumane they are. Look at how barbaric for no reason they are. Look at how just hateful and misogynistic, and look at how they're oppressing all the women and all of this stuff. That is what people believe about these shows. All of the bad intelligence, the bad raids, the raids on the wrong house, the collateral damage, the infighting. They're like, yeah, that's just a cost of doing business to get rid of the animals who hate America. And I think I'm kind of convinced that that's how people see these things. There's not a lot of insight into the contradictions that are highlighted in these shows, to whatever extent that they are, that show the shaky and tenuous morality
But
behind.
that's the diabolical part.
Yeah,
Because they do show that. They
yeah,
do show,
uh-huh,
the military person who's like, I just don't know if we're doing the right thing, but then they go do it anyway,
right,
right?
right,
Like, they
yeah,
show like, so Saldana, is it Zoe Saldana, whatever.
mm-hmm,
So she
mm-hmm,
plays like the head person.
right.
And Ear Doctor, you want to come up? I don't know if you've ever watched. Have you ever?
Oh
Did
yeah, I
you
fuck with
watch Lioness?
Lioness. Yeah, yeah.
So she plays the head person, and I mean, it's so diabolical. Like she actually at the start of season 3, they did. I can't even remember what they were blowing up, and she was like, I don't even understand why we're involved in this. This is not our war, and we just did this thing." And I was like,
take orders.
I was like, wait, what is happening right now? And so if I wasn't as truly like tinfoil hat as I am, right? Like I would be so sucked into this idea that you have these people with true moral, they have families and they have true moral character and, this, that, and the other thing. And they're just trying to figure out how to keep us safe. Like it is diabolical.
Mhm.
I mean, you got propaganda and you got crime-aganda. I mean, straight up. Now I say crime-aganda because every other damn show we watching is like what? Some gangsters we love to watch, just like we like to watch other stuff. We love to watch some gangster shit going on, some power, some force, all these other different. This is the shit we love. We love to see fucking us kill each other, sell drugs, make a lot of money. So all these shows are some bullshit, except for the Remix Morning Show.
There you go. I don't think I can disagree. I don't think I can disagree with that.
Who wants to disagree with me, Jackie? Come on.
I don't. Not anymore.
Let me give you all a quick break, and then we're gonna come back with some more right here on No Other. Why is this? My computer is just acting the fuck up. I need to refresh the screen.
Oh,
I guess we can't take a break then.
No break now.
We can if somebody could push the overlay of today's show.
What this one?
Yeah, is it coming? 1, 2, 3, bam! We'll go with that one. All right, we'll be back. Remix Morning Show. Push it again, Jackie. There we go. Boy, each one teach one. Teamwork make a dream work. Welcome out, y'all. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com. Become a member over there. Get footage that's rare. And donate where? You wonder? At blkliberationmedia.org. There's some things going on in the world. Here's some things going on. You got this guy, what is his name? Damon Darling. He just got a lifetime ban from Walmart for buying people groceries. Now, I've seen Shaquille O'Neal and a bunch of other rappers and different people buy groceries for people. But the fact that, so now we're talking about banning Walmart because they're banning this guy from buying people groceries. The world is crazy, y'all. I just want to let you know that. And yeah, that's one thing. But also what happened in this time of the year, well, this day, back in the day, I wanted to give some love to no other than the sister that goes by the name of Big Mama Thornton. 1952, Big Mama Thornton Records, Hound Dog. On this date, biggest, baddest mama out there. She recorded Hound Dog. And due to her reputation, she gave the song everything she had and changed rock and roll history. Thornton didn't just sing the lyrics. She screamed and growled them. You ain't heard nothing but the Hound Dog. Quit snooping around my door. For years. And 4 years later, Elvis Presley came out on that bullshit and redid it. And yeah. So big up to Big Mama Thornton. We cannot forget her as the one that came out with Hound Dog. And then later you got this other rapper now. I forget her name. Anyway, she's first again. She also redid the Hound Dog. All right. Those are some things going on in this date. Now, with that said, also make sure y'all. I gotta fix this. This is ridiculous. All right, but make sure y'all tune in later today as I do another classical breakdown, which will be hip hop's 53rd birthday that just happened on this Tuesday. I'll be doing a hip hop mix, and tune in for that. And also, if you are in the Atlanta area this weekend, make sure you come through. I'll be also DJing the Pan-African Festival in Decatur Square from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. We got groups like Ciroc performing. So big up. Y'all come on out and come check me out. All right, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. Hit that button, Jackie. Yeah. Okay. Hit it again. Hey.
All right. Ooh, I feel accomplished.
Right, right.
Look at that. This is why I don't push buttons. See? You see how you see?
I feel like a helper.
You are. You're a big helper. Oh man, why is my buttons acting up? I gotta redo the
Go handle
page.
that, Air Doctor.
Yeah,
We
let me
got
go
you.
Yeah.
handle that. Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you. Appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. But I read there's a couple of things that I was looking at. Um, but I'm wondering where I should go first. Oh, so let me do the serious one first, I think.
Sounds good.
Um,
Let's go.
yeah, because there's all this stuff. We're talking about um the silly ideology of some of us in this country right now, and the weird things that people are focusing on, instead of focusing on what is really happening. um we suspected this, but now it has been proven. The July jobs report, and this is from the National Women's Law Center, this was published just a couple of days ago. The July jobs report shows that women accounted for 100% of the labor force decline. Women accounted for 100% of the decline in the labor force in July, according to a National Women's Law Center jobs analysis of monthly data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That brings the total net number of women who have left the workforce since January of this year to 845,000. In comparison, there are 406 fewer men in the labor force now in January. A total of 165,000 women aged 20 and over left the labor force last month, meaning they are neither working nor looking for work, while men's labor force participation was unchanged. Overall, the economy lost 23,000 jobs in July. Women accounted for all of those losses, losing 32,000 jobs, while men gained 9,000 jobs. Women make up 50.1% of the workforce because women hold up half the fucking sky and watch it fall. Anyway, this is not a sign of a healthy economy, no matter what the administration continues to insist. Instead, it's a sign that too many women are being pushed to the sidelines. And said Jasmine Tucker, vice president of research at the National Women's Law Center, women are leaving the labor force in alarming numbers, and many who remain employed are underemployed. This administration cannot celebrate an economy that is failing so many women. Yes, they can, because that's exactly what they want to do. They don't think this is failing women. They think this is putting women back in the homes in their place. Additional stats of note: nearly 1 in 4 unemployed women aged 16 and over have been looking for work for 6 months or longer, including 1 in 3 unemployed Asian women aged 16 and over, and 1 in 4 unemployed Latinas aged 16 and over. The leisure and hospitality sector lost 40,000 jobs in July. Women lost 63,000 jobs, while men gained 23,000 jobs. Women make up 52.3% of the leisure and hospitality workforce. And yeah, that's so that happened. That's a thing. And here's the thing that I keep trying to express. Yes, this regime is responsible for this. The Trump administration, absolutely responsible for this. This is their goal. They mean to do this. This is intentional. This is not an unintended consequence. This is not an oops, we didn't know this would happen. No, they meant to do this. Here's the bigger problem. Trump has just been president for this term. And eventually he's going to go somewhere, somehow. But the people who went along with this, the CEOs, the bosses, the managers, all of the they're still going to be in these positions. You think they're going to change anything that they do? You think they're going to hire these people back? You think they're going to give these women back their jobs when Trump goes away? Fuck no. This is why this situation what we're living now, it cannot be reduced to we need to get rid of Trump. Because all this man did was be elected. He didn't force these companies to fire these people. Just like he didn't force anybody to go along with everything that he has done. Everybody has gone along with what he has done. All of these, he didn't replace everybody in the federal agencies, just the people at the top, like all presidents do, usually. And all of the managers and the supervisors under them went along with the orders. And if they didn't, then they were fired too. Of course, we know that's true. But again, once Trump and this administration are gone, the people who fired these folks, the people who actually went along with these policies and ended people's employment. And this is the private sector. This is not the federal. This is not the federal employment. This is the labor statistics report for the private industry. They're still going to be there. What y'all going to do about them? Right? We can make this about Trump all we want to, but the fact of the matter is, Trump didn't fire these people in July. Trump did not fire 63,000 women in July.
Right. And there's another side to this that I don't know that people are fully considering either, which is there is a consistent effort to make the gap between what is survivable for regular people bigger, right? And so it used to be in a regular white household that the father could go off and go to work and his pay was enough to sustain the entire family without the mother having to go out and work, right? Or whatever relational, couple you want to put in that place. I'm telling you all, like, what the baseline of what people talked about and what people expressed as like a family, a quote unquote family structure, right? And so if you remove women from the employment force, you are taking away a portion of of homes that now do not have the ability to sustain, right? Because you need to have two incomes at this point in time in order to survive. Like that's like, we're no longer living in a place where you can survive off of one income. Like that's just not the majority of places. That is not sustainable. And so, there's also something to be considered to the general role of capitalism in this, and the need to put more people in debt, to force more people into debt, to force more people into taking loans, taking credit cards, all of the, like, this is all part of the structure because the US system is collapsing. And the only way that it can sustain at this point, these folks who are CEOs and bank owners and corporations, they are now sustaining on the debt of regular working people. And you cannot keep people in debt if you keep them employed. So there's a larger problem here that really is not so much who's in the White House, but again, the system under which we live, the system under which we are oppressed by, the system under which we are trying to navigate, because that is how it was built. So,
and remember, I'm so glad you said that. Remember how this society was structured when they started these colonies, and remember where they got that from. European society was not structured on or built on the equality and the full participation of women. Right? Women were second-class citizens, if at all. They basically existed to have children and run the house. There were rare instances in Europe where women held positions of power. Yes, they had a few queens, but that was in the upper class. In the working class, women existed to toil. And so there were not, women were in the workforce as out of necessity, but they were also relegated to the hardest and the most unsafe labor, working in those warehouses, the factories, with making clothes and that kind of stuff that burned down on a regular basis. So, but outside of that, women were still not seen or treated as equal to men in European society. And that is the attitude that was brought over here by the people who started these colonies. So all they're doing really is, I mean, they're literally doing what they said. They're taking back their country, and they're taking it back to the way it was started. So, I mean, we've been kind of asking jokingly, where do you want to take the country back to? Well, now you know. They want to take it back to the days where the women sat at home and had the babies and kept the house and sat at the loom and spun and took care of the animals and the children and had a hot meal sitting on the table for the man when he came home. That's what they want to take it back to. And this kind of thing, they know what they're doing. And we I think we have to really stop focusing on, oh, we need to get rid of Trump, and we really need to look at the entire system and everybody who props it up, because otherwise Trump is going to go away wherever he goes, whenever he goes, however he goes. He's going to go away, and all these women are still going to be unemployed.
Yep.
And ain't nobody gonna give them their jobs back. So
I like being a house husband.
I
do. I like it. I like having cleaning the house, getting on the internet, doing my thing, or doing whatever, or DJing on the weekend. I did it. Shit, with my kids, I was able to be around my kids, household, cook food, everything was good. Man, stop.
Listen, when I was little, it was my father who made dinner and was home when we got home from school. So that was me. That was my life as a child, and I was perfectly content with that. My father was hysterical.
Could it be the uprising of technology and AI, where a lot of these jobs are being taken from the people that's behind the computers, and now you got more people in the labor force? Well, the labor force is growing, so more men are getting hired. Could that be part of it?
The selective firing of only women.
Well, don't most of them are the ones that have the behind the computer desk jobs?
I don't think so.
No.
Well, I know men have a lot more labor, construction, plumbers,
nope,
stuff like that.
Let me tell you something. When I got my roof done, there were 2 women up there along with 3 men. So it was not
everything we think about.
Everything, yeah.
Who is employed where? There are more women in construction. There are there are more men in these behind the scenes. I mean, academia has always been sexist, especially technology. Technology fields have always been deeply sexist, where women have had to fight to be recognized for the contributions they made. I mean, how long did we go not knowing that women, and it was a Black woman in particular, who was pivotal in the US's first moon landing? So they didn't want to talk about her because she was a woman and she was Black.
But I mean, a lot, when I look at college now, especially in the it's a lot more women going to college, therefore they'll get the corporate jobs, where guys ain't going. Like I went to a lawyer's class, and it was nothing but women, nothing but sisters in there. I think it was maybe one or two brothers in the classroom, and I was like, damn. So they're going and getting these corporate jobs more than the brothers are because they ain't even going to college. So they wind up getting less corporate jobs. That's
Okay,
what I'm saying.
you're talking about Black women.
Yeah.
This study
Oh,
did
this
not
is
break.
women.
This is women,
Oh,
all women,
okay.
all women. So,
But also, I
even
wonder, as you say that, because historically, Black women have always chosen the college path at a higher rate.
Mm-hmm.
But as we watch how little use a college degree is, right? I'm now wondering if this was also intentional. Like steer the women more towards college because it's not going to help in the end anyway, right? And so men or have been steered towards non college degreed jobs, whatever, employment, whatever. But that's actually more beneficial in these days because you're not in $300,000 worth of debt for a degree that can't even get you a job.
Mhm. But let's be clear, this study is not even talking about those kinds of jobs.
Yeah.
True.
This study is talking about working class, blue collar jobs, like in the service industry, like in construction and that kind of thing, where you may not need a college degree, and hundreds of thousands of women from those jobs have lost those jobs, but then men gain tens of thousands of jobs. That's not accidental. That's not an issue of women go to college more. That is intentional. That is absolutely intentional. I know, Kimathi.
Yeah, you got to pee.
You know.
That's a fascinating. Can you send? Is that on our? Is that in our? That was not on our list, right? That's not on the
No, let
spreadsheet.
me pull it back up.
Pull up.
Can you send that? Because I'd like to read this study. I'm very curious about.
Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show, y'all. We got 246 people watching live. Big up to all y'all. I'm the ear doctor. That's Jackie Lukeman. That is Renee Johnston. And you can catch their shows Friday and Saturday. Darker Than Blue comes on Fridays at 5, I believe.
Yes,
and
Fridays at
Renee
5.
Johnston. Saturdays with Renee comes on at 11?
10 now. He
10
changed
now.
it.
Okay,
10
all right.
now.
So make sure y'all check those shows out. And you can catch the ear doctor today later at 11 and watch Classical Breakdown as I take you to a hip hop time.
I watched one of your old. I was looking for something, and I don't even remember which one it was, but it was one of your pop up mixes. I was like, oh, this is. I was like listening to it while I was washing dishes the other day. I was like, hey, ear doctor.
Hey, listen to the political mix. The last one I did, you'll definitely enjoy.
I did.
Cool.
I'm just saying, I came across one of your older pop up mixes, and I was like jamming while I was washing dishes. Like,
all of y'all can do that now. Y'all go to the playlist on the page and pull up Ear Doctor Office and Doctor's Office, and you'll see a bunch of mixes.
A whole bunch.
Interviews.
Shout out to Chitty Matcha.
Chitty Matcha, yeah, big up to Chitty Matcha. I done did interviews, I done did sit downs, all types of stuff. So go check it out. Where we at now, ladies?
So you had a less serious story, Jackie, didn't you?
Yes, I do. And I swear to I love my cooking videos. I do. I love cooking videos and gardening videos. So, that's my thing. Sorry, not this one.
Oh, speaking of, Taylor Farms just did another recall on jalapenos and avocados.
See, stop. Stay away from bagged leafy things. Stop. If it's in a bag, don't eat it.
Oh my God. Can't eat shit nowadays.
So this guy, I have been watching this man's cooking content for a few months. I just happened to come across him on the interwebs looking for cooking videos. And he apparently, his name is Darius Williams, but his Instagram handle is Darius Cooks, because, you know, the cooking thing. So I guess he just got certified to be a teacher, so he got a job as a teacher. And he was on the job for 2 whole days, and then he gave the students an assignment, and they couldn't complete the assignment, and he made a video crying after 2 days being a teacher about the woeful situation with students and literacy in schools after 2 days now. And I thought it was weird, and I'm just looking at the video because I see the video, and I'm like, what, is he serious? What is going? And I didn't say anything at first, but I'm so glad that somebody else has all of the tea and the receipts, because this man, sketchy. Online food personality Darius Cooks Williams speaks out about America's literacy crisis after 2 days in the classroom. The online food personality and restaurateur turned teacher, whose real name is Darius Williams, shared a video on his Threads and Instagram pages on Tuesday, urgently and tearfully addressing the literacy crisis plaguing America after reaching day 2 of the school year at his high school, and the seniors are finding reading and writing challenging. In the video, he explains he was just in a 3-hour class with 17 and 18-year-olds when they were unable to complete an assignment that involved them filling in 4 words after reading 2 paragraphs. I literally broke down in the middle of class, he says. We annotated together. I gave them the answers before we even had the problem, and they couldn't do it. He continued, I don't know. I simply don't know where the problem is. This is only day 2, and I have seniors who simply cannot read and seniors that cannot write. They cannot write. They can't reason. This is the video. I am not going to do it. I'm sorry, I'm not. The educator added, they have the ability to defend their reasoning if it's talking to their homeboy, but applying that to a written text, 2 paragraphs, they couldn't do it. Our young Black men, our young brown men, our young Black girls, and our young brown girls, oh God. In the caption, he wrote, I thought long and hard about posting this, but we've got to do something. Something is broken somewhere. It has to be. To see this level of engagement with students who simply don't have literacy skills is completely disheartening. Phew, y'all did not prepare me for this. Phew. What? Prepare? Where the fuck have you been?
He ain't been in the schools.
You don't have to. Okay. Anyway, this is the point. This is the since the video has begun circulating, the conversation both about who he is has erupted just as much as what he's saying. He has been facing steep backlash, with people going as far as to say he perfectly epitomizes what's wrong with education today. Why, you might ask? Perhaps that's because the food blogger turned cookbook author turned restaurateur turned credit repair entrepreneur, who has spent years facing allegations of scamming customers and harassing critics, has now resurfaced as a molder of minds for the next generation. Williams, who hails from Chicago before launching his platform, Darius Cooks, while based in Atlanta, began sharing recipes and cooking videos online in the late 2000s, but his profile took off in 2011 after Food Network personality Sunny Anderson invited the then Chicago food blogger onto her show, Cooking for Real. From there, he built a sizable online following under the Darius Cooks moniker, publishing cookbooks and eventually expanding his brand into restaurants and other business ventures. He went on to operate Greens and Gravy in Atlanta and Soul Crab locations in College Park, Georgia, and Chicago. In February 2020, all 3 restaurants abruptly closed. Williams said at the time that the closures were related to mental health issues and denied that they were connected to legal trouble surrounding another one of his businesses. That trouble involved Above 701, a credit repair company solely owned and operated by Darius Williams. In December 2019, the company and Williams entered into a $145,750 consent judgment with the Georgia Attorney General's office to resolve allegations that they had operated an illegal credit repair business. The state alleged that the company accepted payments before providing services and made misleading claims about its ability to permanently remove debts and bankruptcies from customers' credit reports. Under the settlement, Above 701 was required to provide $110,000 in restitution to customers and pay $35,750 civil penalty, $10,000 of which would be waived if the company fully complied with the agreement. Then, no, that's not all. Then in 2021, Williams became the subject of an even larger reckoning online when former employees, customers, and others in the food world came forward to accuse him of a wide range of misconduct, such as failing to fulfill orders, stealing recipes, harassment, doxing, and abuse. Several prominent Black women in the food industry were among those who publicly spoke out about Williams, including food blogger and cookbook author Angela the Kitchenista Davis and Anderson, who later distanced herself from Williams. Williams has denied several allegations made against him. And somebody posted on the video, are schools no longer doing background checks for teachers anymore?
Can I just tell you, that was literally, as I'm listening to you, I'm like, did they not, maybe, you know what? I wonder if he was working at a charter school.
Whoa.
That's a great point. How did you think of that?
It just occurred. It's just hitting me. I wonder, and I'm not trying to be shady, but they definitely run under a whole different set of rules at charter schools. So I wonder if he was working at a charter school.
I mean, two things could be right. Can be true. He's a con man and kids can't read.
Right. I mean, no. What he's saying is definitely problematic. Yeah. I think my issue, where I take issue with what he posted, is his statement makes it seem as if these issues are only applicable to Black students.
Yes.
And the entire population cannot read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like literally, like the entire population is at like a 3rd grade level or something crazy like that, which is why all our newspapers are written at like a 7th grade level, which which is still above what people can do. Yeah. Right. And so, and this is why I think this is really why, there's so many people have resorted to watching TikToks and Instagrams because then they don't have to read.
You ain't got to read. I blame it on emojis and text. Like shit.
Thank you. Thank you for the correction. 6th grade. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, real quick, I want to give a big shout out to Cam Bridges Giles sending $20.
Hey, thank you. But then also I gotta ask, why is the class 3 hours?
Oof.
Why do you think, what the hell do you think you're going to be teaching anybody, child in a class? I don't want to sit in a 3-hour meeting.
It is a charter school?
It has to be a charter school.
Yeah, so I think somebody in the chat said it's a charter school. Yeah. And that alone, like a 3-hour class, and you were surprised that kids ain't want to fill out a damn man. I'm not doing the assignment after a 3-hour class.
Now, and pardon me, because there was so much happening, I lost some of the beginning. So did he get any training to be a teacher?
He did a follow-up video because people ask that exact question.
Okay.
And he does a follow-up video where he explains all of he went to college and he has this degree, and then he completed some, whatever the certification that is required to be
okay, so he actually went through the process. Okay.
Yeah, he said he has completed one part of that process, and is continuing. So, he does his whole look at how educated I am. I got degrees and I'm working on my master's degree. It's like, yeah, but you're still a con man though.
Man,
You're still a con man.
3
And that
hours.
video was entirely for content.
Yo, I'm teaching an 8-year-old how to DJ this Monday for an hour. I'm like, that's gonna be I'm gonna have to stretch that, man. You talking about 3 hours?
So, and I will say, so some districts have like employment programs, so you can actually, they have like construction programs, so you can actually complete your certification to do construction. You can get, and those classes are longer because they're hands-on classes. So like like high school culinary programs, those classes can be 2 to 3 hours because you're cooking and you're actually doing like you're actually leaving, so some districts, all of your cooperative classes are in another, they're in another building. So you may have to leave for the day, take the bus, go to another building, and you do your culinary class, your construction class, your whatever, right? So those classes can be longer. Typically, I will say the whole like reading and writing and thing for 3 hours is not like, that's not normally what those classes, but I just wanted to clarify that if you're in a district that has like an academy, those types of things, like you can have classes that are longer, but they're usually for a reason. Right? Like,
and I think that,
right.
Yeah, and I think that he is teaching a culinary class. I think that's what it is.
So that does, so it's making a lot more sense than what it sounded like initially. So if he's doing a culinary class, because there would be expectations for other, like whatever stuff at the start of the school year before you actually get to teaching. So, I mean, it might, the class itself might not be as like, what in the hell as it sounds like initially. So I just wanted to make sure that I clarified that, because these courses do exist, and it is part of the high school curriculum in different types of school districts. They do have that.
I want to give a shout out to Atlanta Heights Charter School. They gave a vagabond like me a chance to do an after school program, teaching STEAM and
no wonder you were so quick to defend the charter school.
I'm saying they can make their own rules sometimes, and they was able to give me, allow me to come in and teach mental health to students. So,
okay.
Listen, anyway. Podcasting is mental health. When you are able to, kids not being able to talk all day, finally getting the opportunity to express themselves and communicate. Yeah, and you bring up topics that they regularly wouldn't talk about. It's mental health, and the music, DJing. So yeah.
Okay, but in the case of the con man culinary,
yeah, that's different. That's different. You can't get in there and do some bullshit though.
Because the thing that I wonder about is, after 2 days, you felt so deeply compelled to embarrass your students like this? Because I mean, after 2 days, and you've never been a teacher before, and you're a teacher now, but you've only been a teacher for 2 days, and you're making this broad statement that seems like it is based on years of experience and watching the decline of, and look, I'm not saying that there's not a literacy problem. Of course there is. But 2 days, Bama, 2 days. He did this after being a teacher for a whole 2 days.
Right, which means you haven't even had time to fully assess your kids. He's not providing any clarity on like what he's teaching. Like the fact that I had to like make a guesstimate as to how this could be a legitimate class, I really don't know. I was just making sure that people were aware that there are, academy classes that exist where you're actually learning a trade, right? And so all of these things, these are all problems that exist because he wants them to exist, right? He presented it in this way specifically so that he could attempt to go viral with this presentation of this storyline that he's just so devastated by the lack of abilities of these students. But we don't know like where they are. We don't know if it's a place where, the students historically don't know how to read. Like there's so many questions, but this is intentional. It's the same like you go to a movie and you think you see Easter eggs, like it's intentional, right? This egg hunt thing during movies, like, oh, they left that there for you to think about this thing. It's all intentional to make you do that.
Well, he got our attention.
And that's the problem, because it's not as if seasoned, serious educators and serious academics and parents and the students themselves and organizers have not been raising the issue of the poor quality of education in general in this country for years. We've been having this conversation about the rise of anti-intellectualism in this country and what it does to not just our youth, but society in general. I mean, look at us. We are that we don't know how to tell the truth from a lie. We don't know how to tell state propaganda from historical accuracy. And that is in general. And we've been talking about that for years. He doesn't join in on that conversation. He uses his experience as a teacher of Black and brown kids for 2 whole days to make this blanket sweeping statement condemning Black education. Basically.
And Black children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that's how this comes across. It doesn't come across as, for me, it doesn't come across as there's something wrong with the system. How did the system fail?
Or how about how did this specific school fail?
Right. Not even that.
Right? Because there's no like, it is really what Jackie said, like this broad sweep of this is the problem across all of America. And it's not like, I literally worked in a high school where this was not the issue. There were plenty of Black children who knew how to read and knew how to write and were like all of those things, right? Like it's not, this whole thing, like this broad brush painting and the expression of that in a public space by a person who has a large following in order to present this story and go viral off of what is already a really bad assumption that is already made by too many people. So you're basically like supporting this false statement and making it as if that this is, you're confirming it now because you've been working in the school for 2 days. Like, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah. It is crazy to me how much I hate influencer culture.
I was about to say it's about clicks. It's about clicks.
I hate influencer culture because this video has been seen globally. So this man has helped now perpetuate, it's great for his brand, you see. All of this attention is fantastic for his brand. But now he has contributed to this global propaganda campaign that paints Black people as a bunch of idiots, as stupid, as uneducated, and as unwilling to be educated. Right? And this man. I
mean, that's what people do, man. They talk about the apple on the tree instead of the tree. You know?
And is he going to go anywhere? Is it? No, he's not. He's not going to lose his job. I'm pretty sure he's not going to lose his job. People are not going to stop watching his videos. I have unfollowed him because fuck that. I can watch somebody else I don't know cook who's not a con man.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Well, we've done it again, ladies. Another show. I enjoyed myself. I hope all our listeners enjoyed themselves also. And people in the chat room always giving us some good feedback. Well, sometimes. What you got coming up there, Jackie?
Darker Than Blue tomorrow. We're still in pledge drive, so I'll probably be hanging out with my brother Anthony Rogers Wright. And I don't know what we'll be talking about. I'm going to peruse the news. I'm sure we're going to be talking partially about the earthquake in Colombia. I have on my Santa Marta, Colombia t-shirt, showing love and solidarity to our friends and our family in Cali. Everyone is fine. Everyone is all right. But Buenaventura was very hard hit. Buenaventura on the Pacific coast, predominantly almost 100% African, Afro-descended people, very, very hard hit by this earthquake. And so far, I think as of this morning, there were 250 reported dead in many cities, including Cali and Pereira. Thank you. But our friends and family in Cali are safe. And it's so we'll probably be talking about that, along with the fallout from these latest elections. And you know what? I'm gonna talk about AOC and her racist ass. That's what I want to talk about, because that the woke one was crazy. Nah, heifer, you were racist, and let's be real about that. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about.
Sounds
tomorrow.
like a real good show. A lot of topics to hit on. So y'all make sure y'all tune in Friday at 5:00. Now we got a celebration coming up.
Hey,
Renee Johnston, tell them.
I'm really excited, y'all. I'm excited. So, for folks who don't know, we're gonna be live and in person in Newark on Saturday. We are celebrating both our 150th show for Saturdays with Renee and my 50th birthday, and the fact that I'm making Jared question his atheism, because who would have ever thought? Who would have thunk it that my 50th birthday would be at the same time as 150th show? That's not something you can plan. You can't plot that out. That's got to have some kind of.
That's
look
God.
at God.
Look at God.
Look at God. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? I always say, "Won't she do it?" And people be like, "Huh?" I'd be like, "See,
no, that'll get you beat up. That will get
that's so stupid. Women give birth. Why wouldn't?" Anyway, listen. Am I wrong here? Big up to the $10 sent up. Gracias, great discussion. Thank you,
Seriela.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So if folks can come out, please come out on Saturday. We'd love to see you. And Mama Renee's gonna be in the house. That's why I'm here.
Mama gonna be there to watch her baby. Ain't that
That's
precious?
Right. That's right.
That's so precious. All right, make sure y'all tune in at 11 today. Be doing Happy Born Day Hip Hop Mix. And this weekend I will be in Decatur Square for the Pan-African Festival from 2 to 10. Come watch your boy rock out. It will be a good time. A good time. We got 2 minutes left. So yeah, that's it. I mean, shit, we could rap.
Or you could play some music.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a long time since you have closed out with a mix. I think
you know why? Because I don't want the show to get taken down. Some songs.
That makes. Oh man.
I know. That's why you got to tune in at 11. That's why you got to tune in at 11.
This is true.
See,
okay, this is true.
See,
I realize that problem with Darker Than Blue, because the Curtis Mayfield clip plays.
Mm-hmm.
And then YouTube always takes the monetization away, and I have to go in, take the clip out, but then the damage is, I get it. Okay.
It sucks. One day we'll have her on. But until then, we shall be right here on Black Liberation Media. And this is the Remix Morning Show. You can catch us again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., 8 to 10. That's how we do it Tuesday through Friday. come on through, y'all, and show your love. Hit that like button before y'all leave, and donate if you can. And if you can't, go ahead and share it on your social media so other people can come and donate. I'm just playing. But I'm not. All right. With that said, that is Jackie Lukeman. That is Renee Johnson. I'm the ear doctor. Organize so we can rise, y'all. Peace out. Have a great one. Black Liberation Media is a collective of Black and African organizers, journalists, academics, and media personalities serving Black and African masses seeking to further grow in their understanding of themselves, their histories, and the African world through entertainment and news. Please continue to like, subscribe, and donate to the channel so we can further serve you and liberate our people. You can also go to blkliberationmedia.org, get some merchandise, and also become a Patreon member and a member from the YouTube. Please do what you can, share, and show your love as we will show ours for you. Black Liberation Media.